Okay, welcome to this lesson, and today we'll just be looking at more of HTML tags, right, and their use. You can see it here. So also about the question you had, some of those confusing stuff, right? Um, I understood why you were, you got confused, and perhaps you were taught some of those CSS, right? CSS link tag, also JavaScript script tag, and that CSS, the link tag should go inside the head, right? And then also the script tag should go inside the body. So I guess I said in the last video how when you have JavaScript, you should keep your script tag inside your head, right? When you have this JavaScript here, but we don't use JavaScript for now, so that's why I cleared it off that won't be needing that, right? So also you asked if there's something like a class tag, and yeah, there's nothing like that. So we don't have anything like class tag. We only have class attribute, and which is just to divide some of those tags into containers, just to specify the class this one has gotten into, right? So normally all div tags, they have the same properties and stuff, but once you keep one inside the class, it changes into a different thing entirely, right? So that's just what we use class for. There's nothing like a class tag though in HTML, so you won't be having to use that um in any way. So you said also how, because I didn't include a link tag, how if the CSS the link tag in some cases should be invisible or something, because I didn't include that. But I'll just be showing you how to just right, do some of those things, why some of them were like that. And head, head, I don't need all this, but well, title and my first. Okay. So the thing is just when you're having to build any website that requires CSS, you would always keep a link tag. You always have to keep a link tag, and that goes inside the head tag, right? um, the only reason why I didn't keep my link tag for CSS, link tags are not invisible in any way. You always have to keep your link tag, but it was only because I'm in this particular environment, and they kind of automatically make my CSS um, render for my HTML. When the CSS is right here, well, in this particular tab, right, a different tab from this HTML, is the platform is just maybe saying like okay, this is your folder for CSS, right? But the only difference is that I don't have to keep a link tag because I'm on this platform. Well, if I'm going to use that thing anywhere else, the particular coding for this, I would always need the link tag to link my CSS from elsewhere, right, into the HTML, as long as I'm using my CSS. So there's no invisible link tag. That you always have to keep that, and it's just because of this platform. That's the only reason why I did that. So for the script tag, the script tag is okay. Well, the script tag can come into the head, and it can also come into the body. And then there's reason why that is. The main reason is just that when you keep your script tag inside your body, right, inside your body, yeah, you're actually telling your the browser to load it last. Most times when you keep JavaScript into your code, JavaScript kind of takes time. When it's actually a lot of code in it, right, it takes time to load. Yeah, it takes time to load. So when it takes time to load, sometimes it affects your other elements that are in the browser, and then you will go into some websites, and then instead of actually seeing the page it load up, and right, you wait for a while, and then it's just loading and loading. That's just because of the script tag, which is JavaScript, is actually loading. So it means they kept theirs in the head. And so what it means is that load these head things first. So when you keep your script tag inside the head, you're just telling the browser to, well, they have to load all these head things first. So script tags coming into the head are loaded first, right? Then when you keep it into the body, you're pretty much telling the browser to load it last. So yeah, so that's just the difference between the main reason of those scripts start coming into the head and also coming into the body, that's the main difference between that. If you want your web page to be more responsive, right, to not responsive, just let's just say faster load, right, faster load, you can decide to keep it in the body, and by keeping it in the body, you're actually going to have to keep it the last part of the body, because if you keep it in the first part of the body, it's still going to take time while loading, so you keep it at the last part of your body, and then you can actually make your page load a bit faster, right? But in a normal condition, in a normal situation, your link tag, that's CSS, right, would always come into your head. It's not invisible, it always comes there. And another thing is just that when you actually yeah. So you see, since we're talking about this link tag, right, you should also know that that's not the only way to write CSS for your HTML, right? Sorry, there are actually 3 ways to write CSS for an HTML document. So there are 3 ways for you that you can write your CSS right, for your HTML document. The one I just talked about, which is having a link tag, right, is one of the ways, right? There are 3 ways, so that is one of the ways you can write it, and the remaining 2, let me just explain some of them, since you have to just go into that, as I didn't want to go into that before now, like right now, just talk about some of those tags and everything. But sure, so the first one is called inline styling. The first one is called inline styling. The second one is called internal, right, styling. So that's the second one, internal styling. And then the third one is called external styling. So these are the only 3 ways you can write CSS for your HTML document. Always, if you have to pick one of these 3, right, you have to pick one of them. And so I guess I just have to start going into CSS, because for me to show you how all these things works, you would need CSS for me to go into CSS, right? And let's just do that. There's no big deal about it. Then we'll talk about those tags soon enough, right? So I'll have to just build a particular kind of file, right? So let me just say key tag. Well, I am okay. So I'm the first paragraph tag, right? Yes, so I'm the first paragraph tag, right? I'm the second guy, and this one here is the third, right? So I'll be writing some styling for these 3 paragraph tags, and I'll be using the different method we have to style our HTML document, right? So to just show you how these things work, right? So the first one is inline styling, and what inline styling means is to write your styling right inside your HTML document. Write your styling, your CSS styling, how you want your HTML document to look, right? Write it directly inside your HTML document. Yeah. So internal styling means write your CSS styling. This one is a bit more, I don't think anybody uses this most times. It's kind of just weird. I don't really like it much. But internal styling means write your CSS inside the style. Oh well, it didn't give me the tag, right? I'm just right here, right? Style tag. Yeah. Write your CSS inside a style tag. Turns out we also have a style tag. So right, I was telling you how the CSS styling types. So well, you got the internal styling, and it means just for you to use this style tag and write your CSS between it. Now, for you to use this internal styling, you have to write your styles, right? You have to keep this your style tag inside your head tag, but instead of using the link, you use style. That's just the difference between them, yeah, right? Internal styling is you use your style tag and then you keep it inside the head tag, while inline style is you do it directly, something like this. You do something like style, right? Style equal to your double quotes and then what you want to write, just like that. So the inline style is, you can see it's directly inside my paragraph tag, right? And internal is inside my head tag but with the style tag, while external, right, is naturally inside the link. So that's just the difference. So what you should get by now is that external means styling by bringing in another document from somewhere else, right, into the HTML document. So bringing in your CSS that is stored somewhere in another folder or well location, right, and then just bringing it inside your HTML document. That's why it's called external styling. The internal styling is just, the only difference is just for you to use your style tag and it becomes an internal styling. Why your inline styling is to put it inside the tag directly in the same line, something of the sort. So let's just look at how these things works, right? They all have a particular format which I should just be giving, right? I don't know, let's see. So there's not much about it though, but it goes something like this. For internal styling, you have number one, and it goes something like style is equal to your double quotes, then property, right? Property colon value. This is the format for inline styling, right? And you can also put your semicolon at the when you're done with it, right? So this is the format for internal styling, and that's just what you have to write inside that paragraph tag, right? If we're going to be using that paragraph tag, that's you just have to write, so for the next one, internal, right? Internal is something of let's just see, okay, so this is the format for the inline tags, right? My inline styling rather. And then for internal styling, we just do something like this. You write your tag name, space, curly braces, this, and you can also write your property, right, colon value. That's for the internal styling, right? For internal styling, but you just know that the difference between these now is that this tag name, curly braces, property value should go inside this your style tag here. That's where it stays because it's internal styling. Then for the last one, right, is just the same tag name and curly braces, property and value. Okay, you also have to keep this. Everybody keeps that, so it doesn't affect your next property. And then if you don't keep this thing, the next one you keep down here wouldn't appear. It wouldn't render everything. So you have to just keep your semicolon down. So you can see these two are almost the same thing. The only difference is that this one goes inside the style, then this one goes in your external styling, and it is referenced, or it is called by using your link tag and specifying, okay, this is a style sheet, right, and then putting your href and giving it the location for it to go and get this your external styling. So it's also normal. If you remember what I told you in the first video, right, about how that div, right, the div shouldn't have the same color, and we had to change it, but the both of them are div, and they will take the same color as long as we use the tag name and specify, okay, div. Okay, but we can also use something called class, you know, the attribute, right, class attribute, for we to put another container, and okay, this one just took a different um, um, property, right, it just took a different property, and then so you should know that this one is tag name or class name, you know. Also this one, you know, class name. So because it can come in form of tag name, or if you want to start something that has a class name, you specify the class name instead, you know. But for this one, why it doesn't, you don't need that, is because if you keep in if you are doing it directly inside, so this thing is more like independent. It's not like generalized, because if I keep it into my p tag, right, okay, let's just do some examples, right. So you know, do something like color and red. So you can check. Let's just wait for it to load, right. Okay, yeah, that's it there. The color just changed to red, and you can see style is equal to property colon value, then your semicolon. So this value now, the property is color, my color property, and then my value, I want it to be red. So that's what the value is all about. That's just the format for this, like I specified here, and then we're using it here. So what you just said is that although this style is into the paragraph tag, it doesn't appear the same for the rest of it, because it's more like independent. It's not generalized. It's not like when I'm putting in my style here, right, and I'm specifying as p, it will appear for all the OPs as paragraph tag. But because of I'm using the inline is going to just be independent of that particular tag you're using it on, right. So if we were to just make it like so use this thing, right, just with the p this, right, the color, and what's the value, red. So let's see what happens. So I just feel everything should become red now. Oh yeah, that's it. But just know that this one is still acting on the first one. But if I were to remove that first one, it should also be the same everywhere. You know, if I were to remove the first that p inline tag, it should still have color red, because it's generalized. Okay, we're pretty much doing say a lot of this CSS now, right. You know, I was hoping to just do some of these tags and some other tags you should know, and we are going into CSS kind of, right. So just to show you more of this thing, let me just I guess I should just remove this guy, right. I want to remove this style, so that you can see that this style here, the internal style, affects every single thing regardless of this. Right now this inline style is acting on the first paragraph, you know. The internal isn't affecting it yet, but that's because that's the inline. But once you remove this, the color should still be red, because there's a internal, and then it's specified as p tag, so everything takes it. And well, it's still red. So that's just how you use your different styling methods or types, you know, with CSS, the inline, external, and internal, you know. So with time, the thing you should just base on is to just know that there are a lot of properties, so many properties for this styling. There are so many. I'm just using color now. There are a lot of them. So once you just know your different properties, well, and then their values, they take on different value, you know. Well, color is definitely red, but when you get into font size, you want to make that thing a bit bigger or stuff, right, you can't give it red anymore, because font size, yeah, you start thinking of size instead of the red, how it is, how it looks like, because color is how it looks like, right? But I don't really, after just doing this um CSS, right, we're just going to look into some of those tags I said I will just show you, and then so font size red makes no sense. It should become black now, because it's not it wouldn't understand this syntax of what I'm just telling it, right? So you can just put in font size 20. So now by specifying it as 20 px instead of red, you can see here that our p's now are now a lot bigger, right? They just became so big because of the styling. That's what styling does. And you can do anything you want with CSS, change stuffs and everything like that. So what it means now is that this font size is a different property, and then the value is 20 pixels. The px means pixels, just so you know. And so that's just it. Now I hope you just understand this internal, external, and inline styling. Those are the three types of styling we can use with CSS for our HTML document or file, just to use it there and everything like that. So you should be looking into those tags I wanted to tell you about. I'll just check them out, right? I'm the first paragraph. I want to use the same example. I'm the first paragraph, and I am. So the first tag, I'm just going to make use of it now. So I'm the first paragraph, and I want to give you the tag called bold tag, right? I said use it in the last video, but let's just see how it actually works very well now, right? So I'm the first paragraph tag, and I am bold. I want it to be bold, so it has to be bold. But if I just keep in bold, it's not going to be bold. It's going to be like normal, the same thin stature, right? Is this stature, so just thin, everything like that. So what we can do is we can use our bold tag, which is denoted as B, just B, right? And I have to keep it in my tag for it to show, right? So B tag, then I can write my bold, and something new happens. Now it's bold. So that's how to use your bold tag, and you can use it 1 or 2 times when you just need to. Yeah, you can use it a lot, so that's how to use your bold tag. The second tag I'll be showing you is just I'm the second paragraph tag, and this guy here, this guy is italics. Yeah, there's also the italics tag, all those perhaps kind of handwriting, right? Italics handwriting style, and it's kind of slanted, so that's, you can also use a tag to denote that, right? And italics is denoted with I, but this I is the old version. The newest version is EM, and it's called emphasis tag. Emphasis, I don't know why it should be that, but I is just more understanding that, okay, well, italic stands for I, but they brought in EM, so HTML5 is, you use EM for italics tag, and you don't use I anymore, but using I also works. It will work the same way, but just use EM naturally, don't bother about I. And you can say this guy here is italics. So it should come up in a moment, right, and show you how the guy is a italics tag, and just has this property and becomes italics. Okay, well, I guess it's this platform now that it's blank here, right? So I don't know, looks like I have to reload. I had to just save it here so it doesn't, all these things don't go away, right? So it's reload time. So yeah, I'm still here, and I'm just waiting for the stuff to reload, right? sometimes it just gets stuck somewhere and then it stops rendering, but you can always reload it as long as you save your progress, and it should be back to normal. Whoa, what now? So yeah, I finally got the first thing to reload, and the page is working fine now, and you can see what it means, what I meant by italics, right? And it's just slanted. That's what the italics tag does. And so I will also be showing you a last tag, right? So that's italics. I'm the second paragraph tag, and I'm italics. So let's look at the third paragraph tag and what the guy should be. Whoa. So is the third paragraph tag, right? And the third one should be underlined. Turns out you can also underline your text when you're with HTML. You can underline it with the underline tag, and it's denoted with U, just U. So this guy is underlined. Then you should just load and you see what it looks like. Just normal. So if you're just keeping your dash, right, and just normal. I'm third paragraph tag and I'm underlined. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what we just have. Bold, italics, underlined. That's the three tags I wanted to show you for today, and let's just see what else we can actually. Yeah, there's one more. I'll just say one very important tag. It's called the break tag. Break tags are used for adding a new line. It's more like just for keeping a new line in stuff. Not by default, the paragraph tag, this P, yeah, it's it creates a new line underneath and above itself. So this space we are seeing right now is called a new line. So if you see the space, right, you see another space, right, that's what the paragraph tag does. Also the break tag is used to keep the new line on elements or tags that can't keep it themselves, but I can also decide to keep my break tag immediately after this paragraph tag. It just cause a push more, just push this thing down a bit, and it's add more like two new lines, right? It's add, this one is there by default, which is from the paragraph tag, and by adding that break tag I should get another new line. So the break tag is just this this, sorry. Yeah, that's what it just is. It's a self-closing tag, and I'll talk more about self-closing tags enough. Okay, yeah, that's what it just does. You see this huge line now, it just pushed it down, and it has more space and everything. So that's just the use of break tag. And what self-closing tags are tags that don't require a closing tag. Naturally, I can't say, I should have said something like br, right, close br, but this BR, it doesn't need this at all. It's a self-closing tag. It closes itself. That's what it just means. Unlike the P tag, EM, and the rest of them, they need something to close up. And we don't just have this BR tag, right, break tag, as the self-closing tag. We also have the image tag. Is also a self-closing tag. You don't use when you just use your image, right? So this is all you need. You specify your source, then you specify your alt, which is the text that will just someone can read if the image isn't loaded. So this image is also a self-closing tag. It doesn't require another img closing up, and after all, the emet I used didn't even keep it for me, so it's a self-closing tag, and that's what just the app. And there are a lot, not really a lot, a few of them, about 5 at most, so there are just some self-closing tags though. So right, we talked about those css internal, those class you weren't able to get, right. You were confused about those things, and I hope I've actually just straightened things out a bit. And you know. So yeah, I guess that should be all for today. And if you have any of this, if you have any questions to ask me, though, just ask it, right? You don't need to bother about anything. Just you can be looking at more of these properties, because CSS is what makes HTML look better and everything. So the more properties you know and everything, it's more fancy, and yeah, I mean your HTML document will be more fancy. And we have covered pretty much half of the tag, right? The rest we have are just more like advanced, more of those the new tags from HTML5 advanced here. HTML5 has some tags that are actually not present in the previous version. That's 4.1, right? So we'll be looking at those in the next video. And let me just show you what there's also just we'll be looking at the input tag. Input tag is to collect information from the user, right? Someone interacting with the input element on your browser or stuff. Input tag is used to collect user information. So when I use my input tag, it turns out that I can type into a particular box that will be given out to me or something like that. Input tag. And input tag is also a self-closing tag. It's one of the self-closing. It doesn't require that ending tag, / stuff. We also look at the form tag. Form tag, that's form, right? Form tag is for you to collect a larger information from users. You use a lot of form on your websites, and you just want to collect user information. You use your form tag, and form tag input tag goes inside form tag. But you can also use the input tag alone when you don't need to collect much information like that, right? You can also use the input tag alone. And also we'll be looking at, I don't really know, more advanced. I would really need you to just set up that atom, right? So you can actually show me some of these things if you understand them. Just create some of those little code, just by yourself, and then I'll just be reviewing it in real time. So we just know that you actually can code all these p tags and stuff. When we have actually gotten past this, we can now start moving into stuff like footer, right? Footer tag, nav tag is for navigation bar, right? Almost all websites has navigation bar, and I like it so much because you spend a lot of time actually creating a fancy navigation bar, and you can spend up to 2 days, and it's well, that's just it. Navigation bar tag, so I have to just make sure that you understand these stuff. I have to make sure you understand them. And about the atom, I don't really know. This particular platform I'm on is not Atom. If you notice, it's called CodePen. CodePen.io, also Atom.io. Most of them just use this IO extension, and this is called CodePen. And the point is just, there is a way for you to actually collaborate, but it's expensive. It's on the pro version, that's premium. And it requires a lot of money monthly and stuff like that. There's also another way to you can just manage to see what your partner is doing and stuff, and that's by using this fork, right? Well, FORK, fork this pen. And what it just means is to actually generate all the code here and just push it to your own account, right? When let's say you create your own CodePen account, and you can fork my pen, or I can fork yours, right? Weird word, well, yeah, that's it. So you just need to fork that. But when you think about it, do we need to start doing it every single time you program something new, and then you want to see what I did, or I want to see what you did, right? And I keep on doing it. So it's just more like collaboration in real time is the best, because you can see what you're doing immediately, and just it's more productive. That's why I needed this to do that Atom. Well, let's just see though. Just be looking into that soon enough. So we'll be looking into because we need to collaborate in real time just to see what is happening, and maybe just create a GitHub, push to GitHub, commit your file to GitHub, and just create a small project there, maybe a few pages, websites, about page and stuff like that. That's what I'm just looking into when you have actually gotten all these things. So be looking at those tags I told you about in the next video: the input tag, the form tag, the footer tag. Footer tag is not much, it's just just for this thing. It doesn't really do anything fancy, and we're looking at those things. And also more properties, right? For now, the color property, which has values of all kind of colors: red, blue, green, every color you can think of. The color one has the property of that. You can also think of the font size, which is well, from 0 pixels, right, or 1 pixels, as much as large as you want, 50 pixel, and then it will go through this entire screen and you won't be able to see the remaining part of the text, but that's because it's huge. And that's not just a property, right? Another property, you also look at background color, right? Background color, I guess I used it in the last video or last two video, I'm not too sure. Background color is just like color. You put the values are red, green, and or normal colors value. There are also a lot more properties, so many of them in CSS, so we'll just be talking about those things in the next video. And then they're all fun, and I have a lot of fun when I'm just building something on something new on my website and stuff. So that's it about this video, right? Let me just write my stuff. Oh, that's not right. See, shell, and I'm gone. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can just ask me on WhatsApp, right? If you have anything at all. And let me keep one last thing, right? Okay, this is ugly now, but okay, so I'm winking here. Yeah, this guy's winking. It doesn't have to, right? So yeah, that's it about this video. See you in the next video.